So, what we're witnessing in today's markets is the biggest fraud and stock manipulation in history. Yes, we're talking about Elon Musk, Tesla stock, and the stock promoters. Check this out. This is a tweet from Elon Musk, December 12th, 2024, as foretold in the prophecy, and is retweeting Autism Capital. Yes, that's a real account. Breaking the holy number has been hit. Tesla stock 420. So this is a publicly traded company with the CEO making comments about the stock price. You also have this. Elon Musk is tweeting out, it was inevitable, right? And that's one of his stock promoters, Sawyer Merritt, saying, you're not going to believe this, but Tesla stock is up 69% year to date. And you have Tesla's official account on Twitter tweeting out stonks. If you don't know, that is a meme stock referral to basically calling your stocks stonks. This is highly irregular, very, very unusual for a company and a CEO to make these kind of public statements. Moreover, you got Tesla saying stonks. Our goal is to make products that people truly love. Tesla, again, this is their official account, is also saying, thank you, Tesla owners and advocates, right? Because part of what they do is they spread on social media and get their local fanboy and fangirl to convince other people to buy into the Ponzi. But thank you for your continued support over the years. This is all the fan accounts. Wolf is saying stonks, right? Sawyer Merritt, one of the stock promoters. And actually, Wolf is they're an agency of stock promoters. Sawyer Merritt, he's celebrating the chart going up. Another stock promoter. This is they're all stock promoters. We can go private now. Teslanomics, Tesla stonk, and Nick Cruz Patane funding secured. What's interesting about this stuff is that it is so widespread, right? Now, I understand, guys. I completely understand. If the stock goes up and you got in early and you're pumping this thing, you're absolutely happy. I get that, right? Even Farzad saying, hey, well done, everyone. Because essentially, how this game is played is, you're a fool for buying it. But if you convince another fool to buy it from you, right, get a bigger fool, stocks do go up. If you want to check your valuation grades, which are also ludicrously high, you got PE ratios in the 160s, 109s, and even a PE gap ratio of 192. Peg gaps at 6 or 19. You could suggest that this thing is 20 times overvalued, but I'm suggesting that this is all based on hype. They got no new products coming. They're promising you, now, I to be fair, they are promising you robots and robo-taxis, and basically this is all vaporware that they're selling you. Even their fan club, this is the Tesla owners of Silicon Valley. He's got a fan club. He's got many of these fan club accounts. They're celebrating the riches of Elon Musk. It says here, Elon Musk's net worth is 442 billion, the first ever to hit 400 billion club. They also say here, he is one billionaire who truly cares to make an impact on humanity with his companies. His companies are philanthropy. So that's according to the fan club. Guys, I want to have a conversation with the AI here because we are in the AI realm talking about whether or not Tesla stock is fraudulent and manipulated. So let's start with this. This is a Gemini here from Google, and let's ask some questions. Hey, Gemini.
So I noticed you mentioned something about questions. Do you have any specific ones for me?
I do. Here's what I got for you. What is stock manipulation?
Stock manipulation is when someone tries to trick other investors by controlling the price of a stock. They do this to make a quick profit, often by spreading false information or using other shady tactics. It's basically cheating the system, and it's illegal. Oh, also, just so you're aware, I'm not a financial advisor, so please don't rely on me for financial advice.
It's pretty funny, actually. She even tries to protect herself. I have another question for you. Did Enron manipulate the stock?
Yes, Enron's collapse was one of the biggest corporate scandals in history, and it involved a lot of stock manipulation. They used a bunch of tricks to make their company look way more profitable than it really was. The whole thing was a house of cards that eventually fell apart, costing investors and employees billions of dollars.
What year did Enron fall?
Enron collapsed in 2001.
When was the peak of Enron?
Enron's peak was in the late 1990s. Their stock price was really high, and they were considered one of the most innovative companies out there. But as we now know, that success wasn't built on solid ground.
How long did it take to go from the peak of Enron's price to bankruptcy?
It took about a year and a half for Enron to go from its peak to bankruptcy. Their stock price started dropping in the summer of 2000, and the company filed for bankruptcy in December of 2001.
What caused the stock to drop after the peak?
There were a few things that caused Enron's stock to drop. First, a few smart investors and journalists started asking questions about their accounting practices. They noticed some really unusual stuff going on. Then, a couple of Enron executives started selling a bunch of their own shares. That made a lot of other investors nervous. Finally, Enron's stock price got so high that it was way out of line with the company's actual performance.
What does it mean to be way out of line with company's performance in terms of stock?
Okay, so when a stock's price is way out of line with a company's performance, it means the stock is either way overpriced or way underpriced compared to how well the company is actually doing.
Mhm.
In Enron's case, their stock was way overpriced. The company wasn't performing as amazingly as the stock price suggested.
Is Elon Musk manipulating the stock of Tesla stock?
That's a tricky one. With a lot of back and forth, Elon Musk has a history of tweeting things about Tesla that moved the stock price. That's led to accusations of manipulation. He's also settled with the SEC over some of his tweets, so it's not a totally clear cut situation.
What does it mean to settle with the SEC?
Settling with the SEC means Elon Musk and the SEC came to an agreement outside of court. It's sort of like a compromise to avoid a whole legal battle. Usually, one side pays the other some money, and there are rules about how things will be done in the future.
Is it normal for a CEO to talk about stock price?
It's not super common for CEOs to talk about the specific price of their company's stock. They care about the stock price, but they usually focus on the big picture stuff like the company's performance and how they're creating value for investors.
What is the current valuation of Tesla stock?
Tesla closed up 5.9% today at $424.77.
Is Tesla stock overvalued?
Whether or not Tesla stock is overvalued is a hot topic right now. Some people think it's way overpriced compared to how well the company's actually doing.
Mhm.
Others think Tesla's future in electric vehicles is so bright that the high price is justified. Honestly, it's really tough to say for sure.
What is the current P ratio of Tesla stock?
Tesla's P/E ratio right now is around 45.35. Generally, a P/E ratio above 20 is considered high. So Tesla's is definitely on the higher end.
Oh, I don't think your number's correct. I saw a P ratio of 190. Where did you get your number?
You're absolutely right. I apologize for the mistake. Tesla's P/E ratio is indeed much higher. It's a good reminder to double check these kinds of numbers from multiple sources.
Has Elon Musk ever insider traded?
There have been accusations, but no definitive proof that Elon Musk has ever committed insider trading. It's a complicated issue, with a lot of back and forth, especially with his tweets that can cause big swings in Tesla's stock price.
Are insiders selling Tesla stock?
Yes, there has been some insider selling of Tesla stock recently. It's important to remember that insider selling doesn't always mean something bad. Sometimes they sell for personal reasons, like needing money, but it's definitely something investors keep an eye on.
Does Elon Musk need money?
Elon Musk is a complicated figure, and it's hard to say for sure if he personally needs money. He's worth a ton of money,
Mhm.
but a lot of that is tied up in companies like Tesla and SpaceX. So it's possible he needs to sell some of his stock to fund his other projects, or for personal reasons.
How much did Elon Musk borrow to buy Twitter?
Elon Musk borrowed a huge amount of money to buy Twitter. It was around $13 billion.
Hmm.
That's a lot of zeros. To get that money, he used a mix of bank loans and money from investors.
Is Twitter making money right now?
Twitter's in a tough spot right now when it comes to making money. They've got a big debt load from when Elon Musk bought the company, and they're losing a lot of ad revenue. While they're trying new things to bring in cash, it's not looking super promising at the moment.
Is Tesla gaining or losing customers?
That's a tough one. And there are arguments on both sides.
Mhm.
Some people think Tesla's focus on things like self driving and AI are distractions that could hurt their sales. On the other hand, those same features could attract new customers who want that kind of tech. Ultimately, it's too soon to say for sure if it's helping or hurting them.
Are robotaxis a profitable business?
Right now, robo-taxis are more of a concept than a profitable business. Companies are still testing them out in limited areas, and there are lots of big hurdles to overcome, like safety regulations and the technology itself. So it's too early to say for sure if they'll ever be a profitable business.
Are humanoid robots a profitable business?
Right now, humanoid robots are more about showing off what's possible than making a profit. Companies are still figuring out what people would actually use them for, and the technology isn't cheap or reliable enough yet for most customers. But there's a lot of interest in the idea, so we'll have to wait and see how things develop.
If everyone had a personal humanoid robot, what would we do for our jobs?
That's a really interesting question, and it kind of depends on how advanced those robots become. If they're good enough to do most human jobs, that could lead to some pretty big changes. We might need to focus on jobs that involve creativity, problem solving, and things that robots can't really copy.
Hmm. Do you think robots are going to take our jobs?
It's a common worry, but it's not necessarily a simple yes or no answer.
Hmm.
Robots are already doing some jobs that humans used to do, and they'll probably take over more in the future. But new jobs will also pop up
Hmm.
that we can't even imagine right now. So it's more about adapting and learning new skills to stay ahead of the changes.
I appreciate your time, and we'll talk again, okay?
Anytime, feel free to reach out whenever you have more questions.
So that was Gemini, and I'll be honest, guys, the thing is getting really good. It's fun to talk to the AI every now and then, and I was thinking about sharing it with you because, what better way to talk about a hype bubble than talk with the hype machine itself, the AI. Now, to be really frank, for those of you who are older, if you remember Enron, it was all the rage. They were the best company in the world. They were doing freaking everything. Stock price was going to the moon, and frankly, it was just all about that. It was all about the stock price. And these days, when we talk about Tesla, that's what it feels like to me. They're mostly just a company that sells you stock. That's basically what it is. A lot of their profits, about half, come from selling carbon credits also. And then, oh yeah, they also have cars. In order to justify the high stock price these days, you're expecting corruption with Trump and Musk. That's one. And then two, all the stock promoters are pretending like that these humanoid robots and robotaxi business is going to be real. I'm calling fraud on this stuff. I think it's all basically smoke and mirrors. I believe this is the biggest stock manipulation and fraud in history. When will it end? Now, that's the interesting one because remember, it is true. Musk and Trump are buddies, and maybe Musk can avoid any kind of legal problems if you have the government on your side. That's totally true. Could this thing go on for another 4 years? I mean, that's seems insane to me because you always have to get people to keep buying into the Ponzi. And this goes back to this is why their stock promoters are so important because you're a fool for buying said thing, just like crypto. But to be fair, if you can convince enough people to keep buying to said thing, yeah, it can go up forever. But it's kind of like, be it your MLMs or any kind of, pyramid scheme. It only works if you convince your friends to do it. And if for those of you who've ever met an Amway person or a, Herbalife, this kind of stuff, that's what it's all about, expanding the network. So that's why the social media and Musk with promoting, literally talking about Tesla stock is so important to them. For me, it's a house of cards. And I think ultimately it will catch up to them. When is the exact date where this thing goes bust? That's hard to say. But it is not trading on fundamentals, and we can all see it for those of us who are watching. So thanks again for watching this, and appreciate your time. Please share your thoughts, and I'll catch you all in the next video.